Hi everyone! Welcome to day 1 and 2 of the Marked 3D National Championships for the NFAA. So at almost every national competition, we will play the national anthem or have someone sing it before we begin the competition. In this case, someone from Break the Barriers decided to sing the anthem for us.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
So after the anthem was over, I went back to waiting in this really long line we had in order to get our own scorecards for the day. And according to the competition, you had to shoot in a group, so I had to spend some time finding people to shoot with in the group as well. Luckily, I did find another recurve like me, who was of a similar age, and then we joined 2 compound shooters later on. During this competition, I used this sheet of list of targets that had the type of target and the distance, and I'm going to be showing you most of these targets as well today. So one of the first targets that we shot at was the Snowman, or as some people called it, the Yeti. And it was the biggest target I've ever seen in my life. It was almost twice the size of an average person, and it was certainly life size if that was a real thing. One of my most favorite targets on this whole competition was the Dragon Target, and it was almost 3 times my height. It was really fun to shoot at because it was such an interesting figure, and also the angle we were at made me think about how I had to shoot in order to get my arrow to the center. So this was one of the more normal animal targets at the competition. And as you can see, I was at an angle when I was shooting, and I was also on like a rock or a hill. So I had to keep adjusting my stance and my form so that I could get a good aim at the animal. So you might not be able to tell from the video, but there was a lot of walking involved, and it was super tiring since there were 52 targets a day we had to go around. So there were little rest areas like this where they sold like hot dogs and drinks and some portable restrooms, so you could take a little break before you shot your next target. So I want to show you some examples of double targets. This was a double target for 2 turkeys. So what you do is you shoot 1 arrow at each target and then shoot another arrow at the other target in the same place. This one was another double target. It was a double buck target, and they were 2 deer kind of next to each other. And for this target, I had to switch off with my partner in different positions so we could shoot both of the targets. This one was on relatively flat ground, so I didn't have to think about the angle that much, which was nice. On the other hand, the next target was a lying buck, and the angle was so extreme on this one that it was hard to even stand on the slope properly. I had to readjust my bow several times before I could finally even aim at the target. There were places on the course that were really pretty, like this hill. And when you were up there, you could see the blue sky and the mountains around it and just enjoy the nature of it all. There were also some times where we had to wait for the group in front of us to finish, so we got a little break in between targets when that happened. So this was one of the later targets I shot at the tournament, and honestly I was pretty physically drained at this point, so I wasn't able to pull out the clicker the first time, but I still tried again, adjusted it a little bit, and I still made my second shot. So after the main competition was over, the top compound shooters formed teams and there was a team round. They are shooting at the dragon target that I showed earlier, and each person is shooting one arrow each. So I had to wait a really long time, but I did win first place for my division in this competition.
Female division goes to Jennifer Kim.